Coming up on this edition of Out of the Blue from Middle Tennessee State University. Looking for a scholarship? Apply to MTSU by December 1st, and if you meet the criteria, you could qualify for a guaranteed academic scholarship. Tony Strode from our undergraduate recruiting office gives us all the details. Dr. Sam Zaza of the Jones College of Business is a leader, not only in information technology, but the importance of diversity, equity, and inclusion in helping Nashville fill its tech jobs. She shares her insights and ideas. And remember this major at MTSU, Child Development and Family Studies. Dr. Rebecca Oldham talks to us about how it's a great fit for students interested in what individuals and families need to find for wellness across the life space. I'm Andrew Ottman, and this is Out of the Blue. Welcome to Out of the Blue. I'm Andrew Ottman. Looking for a scholarship? Well, you need to apply to MTSU by December 1st. If you're an incoming freshman and you meet our criteria, you may qualify for a guaranteed academic scholarship. Tony Strode from our undergraduate recruiting office gives us all the details. Tony, welcome back to the show.
Hey, thank you for having me, Andrew.
You know, when it gets this time of year, all we say is December 1 deadline, December 1 deadline. It's on billboards, it's on our website, December 1 deadline. So why is December 1 so important to an incoming freshman at MTSU?
Yeah. So that date's very important if you want a guaranteed scholarship. And we all know that we have so many great qualified students who are applying to MTSU. So we want to make sure that they apply by December 1st so we can get their application processed, get them admitted, and then we can award them a scholarship. Our scholarship deadline's December 1st. We have so many awesome scholarships for students. All they have to do is apply, send in their transcript, their ACT scores, and once we get that and we can admit them and evaluate, make sure they meet the scholarship requirements, then they will be guaranteed and awarded a scholarship.
Now, you can apply to MTSU and be admitted beyond December 1st.
Absolutely.
And when we talk about a guaranteed academic scholarship, that's different than me just applying for a scholarship and I write an essay and all these things. It's a whole different kind of critter. What does a guarantee mean?
Yeah, so if you meet any one of those scholarship thresholds with the ACT and the GPA, you're going to get that scholarship.
Period. Automatic.
There's no extra application, there's no scholarship essay, anything like that. You just have to apply, send in your transcript, your ACT scores. Once we get that and we evaluate it and see that you meet the requirements, you'll be awarded that scholarship.
There's a whole range of these scholarships, and I want to talk them through a little bit, but we're really excited about the new enhancement of the True Blue Scholarship.
Yes.
And it's because it begins at an ACT score of 22.
Absolutely.
That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, it's the most money awarded to a student with the 22 to a 24 on the ACT, combined with that 3.5 GPA, gets them $3,500 a year.
That's $14,000.
That's $14,000 for 4 years, which is awesome. I mean, that's pretty much taking care of, maybe most of your tuition, depending on how many classes you're taking and things like that. And the great thing about that is that it's stackable too. So if you qualify for the Hope Scholarship, which if you're a Tennessee resident and you have that 22 or higher, you're going to get that
You've
Hope
got it.
Scholarship.
Right.
Absolutely. So you're stacking that on top of any federal money that you're getting, any outside scholarships that you may receive as well. You can stack that True Blue Scholarship on top of that too. You may even get some money back at the end of the year.
It really is amazing, and it's the largest of its kind in the state. We're really proud of that. I love the fact that we're making these scholarships accessible to these great students in the 22 to 24 band. I also love the fact, like you mentioned, the Hope, the state recently expanded the benefit on the Hope. So combined with that, you talked about that plus the Hope. Yeah. It is almost tuition free. It's very, very close to it,
very close,
right?
very close. And every student is different depending on how much money you're receiving in scholarship. And that's just, the starting band. So if you get higher on the ACT and still that 3.5 GPA, you'll get more money in a guaranteed scholarship.
You are all about segues. That's good. So okay, the presidential scholarship, what is that?
So that one is $4,500, and that same as the previously True Blue, you'll get that over all 4 years. And once again, stack it with the Hope Scholarship, with any Pell Grant, any outside scholarships as well. All that combined together. And that one is the ACT band of a 25 to a 29.
And for sure, that benefit plus the Hope really does cover your tuition costs.
Absolutely, that
And
will
that's
cover your tuition.
just a fantastic thing. Then 30 and up,
Yep.
we've got the trustee
Yes,
scholarship.
sir. Yes, sir. And that one is $5,000 a year.
And for those students in the trustee scholarship band that are at the very high end of the ACT, we've got another bonus for them.
Absolutely. We're really excited about this one too. This is our new Centennial Scholarship. So from a 34 to a 36 on the ACT, that's giving you a total of $8,000 per year. So that definitely is taking care of your tuition.
It really is. It really is.
Just with that scholarship. And as we said, with the Hope Scholarship, anything else that you get, I mean, you're off to the races with that amount of money that you're getting.
So many people don't do the math on this because you're right, because they're stackable. There's also other scholarships you can get from private sources, foundations, and things like that. And like you said, if you're eligible for the Pell, there's additional aid on top of that. Yeah. But stacking on top of all that, suddenly you've got enough that covers your tuition. Then you can start chipping into like room and board.
Yeah.
And then you start chipping into money in your pocket after the semester is over.
Absolutely.
I know several great students who have managed their scholarship budgets such that when they leave with money in their pocket to go into the real world.
Absolutely.
And I don't think enough people talk about that.
No, I mean, I don't think they do either. And then just being able to graduate debt-free.
Right.
I know here at MTSU, we already have students graduating with very low debt, but even just getting out of, your bachelor's degree with no debt and actually making money, being paid to go to college, I mean, you can't get any better than that here.
Tony, there's so many scenarios where you can go to MTSU for tuition free. Where can I find out about those?
Yeah, so if you just go to our website, mtsu.edu/mtfree, it will take you to that webpage, and you'll see so many different, like you said, scenarios where students can qualify to be tuition free. And then you'll see how you can actually get money back and be paid to come to MTSU.
And like you said, there's just so many routes and options. Going to that website's the best way to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Tony, you and your team do a fantastic job of welcoming these students to campus, the outreach throughout the state of Tennessee, and plus Alabama, Kentucky, Georgia.
Yep.
I mean, we are just all over.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's just a few. We're national. We get applications from all over the country and international too. So we're excited about it.
Tony, thanks for all you do.
Yeah, thank you.
And we'll be right back.
I am True Blue.
As a member of this diverse community,
I am a valuable contributor
to its progress and success.
I am engaged in the life of this community.
I'm a recipient
and a giver.
I am a listener and a speaker.
I am honest in word and deed.
I'm committed to reason, not violence.
I am a learner.
Now
and forever.
I am a Blue Raider.
I am a Blue Raider.
I am a Blue Raider.
True Blue.
Do you want more from your college experience? At Middle Tennessee State University, that's exactly what you get. More majors, more opportunities, more guaranteed scholarships. Up to $32,000 over 4 years. MTSU, Tennessee's University of Opportunities.
so many men and women that have served that expected to be able to have their tuition or certain assistance being given to them, and that money evaporated. With the establishment of the general fund is to make sure that all those men and women can get through MTSU and pursue what they thought they could do when they came on back.
We're extremely proud that the Predators have identified the need to help make this fund one of the best at our university for our veterans.
Do you want more from your college experience? At Middle Tennessee State University, that's exactly what you get. More majors, more opportunities, more guaranteed scholarships. Up to $32,000 over 4 years. MTSU, Tennessee's University of Opportunities.
Welcome back to Out of the Blue. I'm Andrew Ottman. Dr. Sam Zaza of the Jones College of Business is a leader, not only in information technology, but also the importance of diversity, equity, and inclusion in helping Nashville fill its tech jobs. She joins us to share her ideas and insights. Sam, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate it.
You know, we bump into each other, it seems like all the time on campus.
We do.
I mean, there you are, here you are, and it's great to have you come to the studio because I really wanted to talk to you about your work in IT, how you're really trying to expand the pool of qualified candidates in IT, recognizing the great opportunities in the Nashville area, but you've also got some great stories about your journey here, so let's get started. So let's talk about first, you know, Nashville is a tech center and the opportunities and challenges that they face as a result of that and how your expertise is helping guide some of those conversations.
Of course. So Nashville is booming. Everybody want to come to Nashville. But there is one issue that you hear a lot from organizations and companies, that they're not able to find IT talent. Mm-hmm. So to counter that, I feel we need to prepare the workforce early on, starting from our students. One part of that is to provide study abroad programs for them, to expose them to that international aspect, mm-hmm. to see other perspective, other subjects, other point of view. And actually, we did one of that. We internationalized a course where we did a joint course with a university in Brazil, and then we did a joint project, me and my colleague. Actually, it was his course. So we did a joint project with them where our students will do the same project with Brazilian students. And then at the end of that course, we elected 4 students to go actually to Brazil to meet their counterparts. And then we did a paper about what we did, the internationalization, and we presented at a conference in Brazil.
Such a great priority at our university about study abroad and international opportunities. Dr. Robert Summers, who I know is one of your colleagues, our Vice Provost for International Affairs, such an advocate for those things. Why is it important, in your perspective, from the IT perspective, for internationalization? How does that help prepare a better prepared candidate?
I think it is important because for over the last 40 years or 45 years, all the research indicated that there is an IT shortage. Mm-hmm. So for 40 years till now, we were not able to solve this. Mm-hmm. A ton of research has been done. But nowadays, DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, is a big thing for employees, specifically for IT professionals. They want to be hired, yes, but also they want to be included in the culture of the organization. Right. So one thing that I advise organizations and companies is to have their environment as inclusive as possible. There are a lot of remedies to create such environment, but this is one way of really attracting IT talent. Mm-hmm. We as higher education institutions, we are doing our part of trying to internationalize our courses, to expose our students to that aspect, to tell them that, hey, listen, there are other people who are also in the same domain. So having that exposure to other people will help them build that skill to really be cognizant of other people, other culture, other beliefs, and all of that. So this is key, actually, because if you look now, employees before COVID are different than the people after COVID. COVID changed people. Employees and IT professionals are thinking about their priorities. Yes, they want a good pay, they want a job, but they want quality of life too. Mm-hmm. And inclusion and diversity and equity actually help. While diversity is something that you can see and you can easily report it, inclusion is invisible. So unless you make dedicated practices and policies and intentional practices to make the perception of inclusion at your company visible and understood and well communicated among employees, it's going to be hard for organizations to really retain, not just hire, to retain the IT talent that they have.
We talked off camera briefly, and you talked about, yes, there's a lot of IT vacancies in the national market. And it's easy to think, well, gosh, that means folks are just going to rush to fill those jobs. But there's such a competition for that talent, that experience. And one of the points you made to me about the international studies is that helps give some of our students that might be just entering into that job market at least a little bit of a boost up from a resume standpoint and a perspective standpoint that might allow them to compete against someone that maybe had a little bit more time and grade and job.
Correct. So one thing is that I do believe that I encourage every student to take study abroad. Because if I'm an employer and I have the same CV, but I see somebody who really took a step outside the US to meet other people and spend some time in an educational setting as an employer, I'll choose that person because I know that person dealt with uncharted water for that person and he was able to gain something. That is something very essential in today's industry, today's market, that students need to have, and also fresh graduates need to have that international aspect and experience. Now, while organizations are really looking for IT talent, they always ask for at least like 3 years of experience. I encourage students to do the internship, but also to add that international aspect to their resume. It really helps.
This month, in November, you've got a trip on the books to go to Saudi Arabia.
Correct. So also I'm the program chair for the Middle East and North Africa, AIS. We're doing our 5th annual conference in Dhahran in Saudi Arabia. I'm also a panelist. I'll be talking about turnover and IT professionals research. And also I'm gonna try to introduce the MENA region, the Middle East and North Africa region, to the AIS Women Network College, which is I'm a co-chair of that college. And just to empower women, to encourage them, and to provide the mentorship that they need to succeed.
Dr. McPhee brags so much about our faculty, and you're a great bragging point for us. All of these international connections and the opportunities for a student to connect with a faculty member like you that has this kind of broad range of experience. Professor, thank you for coming on the show, and thank you and congratulations for all you're doing for our students and our university.
Thank you, it's a pleasure, thank you.
And we'll be right back.
Do you want more from your college experience? At Middle Tennessee State University, that's exactly what you get. More majors, more opportunities, more guaranteed scholarships. Up to $32,000 over 4 years. MTSU, Tennessee's University of Opportunities.
So many men and women that have served that expected to be able to have their tuition or certain assistance being given to them, and that money evaporated. With the establishment of the general fund is to make sure that all those men and women can get through MTSU and pursue what they thought they could do when they came on back.
We're extremely proud that the Predators have identified the need to help make this fund one of the best at our university for our veterans.
Do you want more from your college experience? At Middle Tennessee State University, that's exactly what you get. More majors, more opportunities, more guaranteed scholarships. Up to $32,000 over 4 years. MTSU, Tennessee's University of Opportunities.
Welcome back to Out of the Blue. I'm Andrew Ottman. Remember this major at MTSU, Child Development and Family Studies. Dr. Rebecca Oldham joins us to talk about how this is a great fit for students interested in what individuals and families need to do to find wellness across the life space. Rebecca, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
It's an honor to have you here. We talked a little bit before you came on air. We talked about how your program is based in the Ellington Human Sciences Building. And I don't think enough people know where you are. Tell people where I can find that building.
Right, so there's Middle Tennessee Boulevard that runs along the left or westmost side of campus. And we are kind of northwest across the street from Middle Tennessee Boulevard, and it's mostly our major, Child Development and Family Studies, and nutrition. And so we have a few people who come take classes over there who are outside of those majors, but if you're not in those majors, you may never visit Ellington. It's very mid-mod
It's an enclave.
Yes.
There it is.
We have our own little corner of campus.
So we talk about a discovery major. Now that we've discovered the building,
right?
What's the major? Tell me in a nutshell if, your elevator speech for your programs.
Sure. So Child Development and Family Studies, more broadly across the country, is known as Human Development and Family Science. And you can hear in the name that there are really two major branches. People who are studying human development from prenatal all the way till death. And it's really focused on individual development. But of course, individuals are not islands unto themselves. We all develop inside relational contexts, and that's where family studies come in. And so our students come into the major and they could have varying interests related to anything related to prenatal development, child development, emerging adulthood, middle adulthood, older adulthood, death and dying, or they may be interested in things like romantic relationships, friendships, siblings, sexuality, contemporary families, society at large in the context that families develop in. So it's a really interdisciplinary field. We draw from sociology, we draw from psychology, neuroscience, a lot of different theories and methodologies to do the kind of research we do in this field.
So when folks learn about this, I guess one of the reasons you call it a discovery is that not a lot of people know. They may be interested in this, but they may not just be aware that there's a program that can get to this. And that must be a fun kind of discovery conversation with them as well.
Right, so we normally engage with the STAR program where they bring students to campus, usually first-year students to campus early, and they have a panel of different majors on campus that students may not know about coming into college. They know about psychology, they may know about sociology, and they say, I want to be a counselor, so I'm going to do psychology. They may say, I want to work with kids, so I guess I'll do early childhood education. But a lot of our students, when they come to us, they say, you know, I started in psychology and the classes, I just noticed I really gravitated toward classes about communication or about child development. Or maybe I was an early education major and I realized I didn't want to be a teacher, but I do want to work with kids. And so in that process and talking with their advisors, they usually find us toward the end of their sophomore year, the beginning of their junior year, and we're trying to work their classes in. So what we'd really like is to increase our presence on campus so that students find us earlier in the process, because when they do come to us, they love it there.
Right.
They feel a sense of belonging. They feel like this is where I should have been all along. Our classes are super interesting, and it's about things that are relevant to really all of our lives.
When we chatted a little bit, we talked about some aspects of your program that you're very proud of, and one of which was support and belonging. Can you give me that kind of nutshell of that?
Yes, so I like to say that we have some of the best students on campus because our students care so much about people, and a major value and ethic that we have in our discipline is just that people matter. People matter a lot. So we have students who care about people, and we have faculty who care about students. And so we practice that ethic in our classroom. We know all of our students by name. We're following what they're doing. We're checking in on their well-being and saying like, hey, I noticed that you seem to be struggling. Is anything going on? Do you need more support? Do you need more resources? And we also create classroom environments where students get to interact with one another a lot. And so they create social networks in the program that help them feel like they belong and feel like they find a home in our program that goes beyond just being a student in a classroom, but being seen as a whole person. And that's something that we're really proud of in our program and something that our students comment on a lot when they come become CDFS majors after a few years.
It seems like there are a lot of opportunities in the job market for the skills that you teach, but what are some of the jobs that you're familiar, that your graduates have gone on to?
Right, so I think first I want to say that there's a very common misconception. I think because right now the name of our particular program is Child Development and Family Studies, like people kind of forget the family studies and they say, oh, these people just must want to work in daycares. And certainly some of them do, but one of the challenges that our majors face is realizing when they get into our program is the absolute wide range of diverse work environments and types of jobs they can have after just a BS in this degree. So, like I said, they may work with children, but they can also work in any kind of environment, profit or nonprofit, government agencies, private companies, where they are serving families or individuals in terms of their wellness in some way. So we see people go on to work in assisted living facilities. We see people do community education in nonprofits. They may work in child and foster care systems. They may work with people who experience trauma and abuse. A lot of our students are really interested in helping specific populations. So people who have disabilities is another really popular group that our students enjoy working with. They may even work in the medical system, like hospital systems. A child life specialist is someone who works with children who have chronic illness just to improve their quality of life in the hospital and to work with their families. So that's a good application of this major. So the types of spaces they can work in is very diverse, and there are also lots of different graduate school options afterward, but you don't even need to go to graduate school to be able to find gainful employment in this field.
I thought that was fascinating, and I'd love for you to expound on that just a little bit more. That you said that so many of your graduates are able to find jobs with just their bachelor's degree, right?
Right. So of course, like there are graduate programs, like some of them want to be school counselors, some of them go on to couples and family therapy. Maybe they go on to work in the criminal justice system in some way. But after you get a bachelor's degree, you can work in things like adoption, foster care. You can be a case manager. A few of the places that our students commonly work after they graduate is like the Child Advocacy Center, who work with children who have experienced abuse and trauma. The Family Center, who helps break intergenerational cycles of trauma and abuse through community education and providing resources. And so those are all the types of nonprofits or local community agencies that a lot of our students will end up working with after they graduate with the BS that is not a child care center.
All right, we want everybody to remember Child Development and Family Studies.
That's right.
Look going into the university.
That's right.
Don't discover us after you've been here. Find it going in. Find it going in. Professor, thanks for sharing all this with us.
Thank you. I've been so happy to talk about our program. We really love what we do, and we really love our students, and we just want more people to find the joy of being a CDFS major sooner.
And it shows. Thank you.
Thank you.
And this does wrap up this edition of Out of the Blue. A reminder, you can find news about the campus 24 hours a day by going to our website, mtsunews.com. You can also find additional special content on our social platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Broadcasting from the Center for Educational Media, I'm Andrew Oppmann. Stay safe, stay on course, and remain true blue.